And we're live
Oh
back
my-
on the SOSCAST. You didn't see that one coming, did you, Dave?
I did not see that one.
Right,
coming.
Jorge? All right, we're live. Welcome to the SOSCAST, episode 12. 12.
That's
By,
a, that's
David,
a big
100
deal.
episodes in, I told you you're going to be a billionaire.
Dude. Or I won't have a car. Or I'm selling that car.
88 episodes left until young David Para is a official billionaire.
Billionaire.
Official billionaire.
Holy.
There's a couple of people that are becoming billionaires that are just happening. Like LeBron, KimYe, Kanye recently as well. We'll be getting into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Billionaire is the new millionaire. What do you think about that?
Billionaire is the new millionaire.
Yeah,
Yikes. It's kind of
crazy.
depressing.
Yeah, it is kind of depressing.
Okay, there we go. Awesome.
Anyway, welcome everybody in valuetainment land, in internet land, in YouTube land, on valuetainment, economics. Welcome to the SOSCAST, episode 12. Around here, what do we do, David? All we talk is money.
All we talk
is dinero for my Spanish speakers out there, like David, like Jorge is running the cameras over here. So look, if this is your first time joining us here on Valuetainment Economics, thank you for being here. My name's Adam Sosnick. I'm here to help you build your wealth and save that money. That's what we do.
That's what Adam does.
That's what we do.
I'm learning to.
I've somehow, some way figured out to go from broke as a joke to literally telling jokes to finding my way into the financial world as a cold caller. That's how I started out. To making six figures plus until I checked my bank account one day a few years ago and holy shit, I'm a millionaire. That's how it happens.
Is that exactly how you found out?
Yeah, there's nothing.
Just checked it one day,
There's
you're
no
like,
like.
oh my God.
Yeah, well, there's no like medal that comes in the mail as congratulations.
Like a
it doesn't
YouTube
happen.
plaque when you get a million.
No, you don't get like you've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube. No,
That doesn't exist.
basically what happens is I use something called Mint, and you know, Mint Mobile, nothing.
No.
It's a budgeting app, financial tracking app. Oh my God, you got
Buddy,
lots to learn.
I'm so far
anyway,
behind.
Mint is great. And you can put in all your accounts, your checkings, your savings, your investments, your 401ks, everything. This isn't a Mint commercial. I just happen to use them. And they put it all together. And basically for our friends at home that don't understand how net worth works, you take all your assets minus your liabilities, what you own versus what you owe. And one day when it was totaling all up, $1.1 million. Oh my God.
Holy.
Now, has it gone down a little bit?
That'll be me on a Thursday.
Has it gone up a little
100.
bit? Yeah, exactly. Network, but regardless, I'm still the exact same person as when I was when I had like $40 in my pocket, and eventually when I have 40 million bucks in my pocket. Same dude, bro.
I hope so, bro.
Same dude.
I know.
Who got your coffee today?
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
coffee courtesy of Adam Sosnick. Adam
Yeah.
Sosnick, provider of coffee.
Yes.
And,
Not like I went to Starbucks and I
No,
ordered
no,
you a
no.
fan. I literally, you're like, I'm busy. Can you
Adam was a sweetheart. He's like, dude, what?
I got you the coffee.
You got me the coffee.
I ain't too big to get
I don't
my
know who
buddy
made
coffee.
it because it ain't great.
It wasn't me. But anyway, shout out to everybody that's with us right now. David, while I'm reading this out there, why don't you give a couple shout outs to the people? So,
We got to give a shout out to Luis Alfa Hernandez Omega.
oh, that guy's great. Who else?
Always here. We got Jorge Sar, Young John, Soy Boy, representing Soy Boy Mafia.
Yes.
Silly White Boy, as always. There's another David in the chat.
Ooh.
Which I don't know how I feel about that. Just kidding. Welcome, David.
Young John.
Peter Contour, Parker Godwin, and Tycon35. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome to the SOSCAST. David will be giving shout outs throughout to all our friends and familia that join us here on the SOSCAST. Well, look, I want to give a shout out to you guys before we get started because we'd be nowhere without you guys watching, listening, learning. Most people, as I always say, most people are most people. Most people, unfortunately, are living paycheck to paycheck. Most people are broke. Most people won't take the time out of their day to listen to a show like this for an hour. Most people won't read articles to get smarter. Most people won't read books. Most people are most people, and that's why most people are broke. But not you guys. I respect you too much to BS around here with you guys. So I appreciate you guys being here. I respect your time. This is why I take my time to find the most important financial stories throughout the week. And I say, I got to break these down for my people, okay? Because I want you guys to not have to worry about what's going on in the world. I'm going to find the stories for you. So if you're thinking, I got to do all this, no. Just tune into the SOSCAST, tune in, see what's going on this week. You're going to get smarter with money. Right, David?
Amen, brother.
How much smarter are you these days?
Honestly, I genuinely am.
You literally didn't even know what ROI was when we first started. No BS.
No BS. I genuinely did not know ROI, and but now I know. Learn about index funds. I have a good time. I'm learning with the crowd.
Told you. 100 episodes in.
So now I'm eager to get into these stories.
Yeah. So look, I'll find the stories for you. And we got some good stories for you this week. You know, sometimes I'll rattle off the stories. Here's what's going into this week. But no, I think we just got to jump right into it and talk money. Is that cool with you?
Dude, I'm so down.
Let's talk money, baby.
Let's talk money.
So
what's the first story?
The first story, look. I think it's fair to say all of us, anyone tuning in here, wants to get better with their money, right? We all want to grow. We all want to, crush it. We want to become successful. What if I were to tell you there was an actual roadmap to success? An actual roadmap that you can follow.
Get out of here.
If you do this, and you get to here, boom, success. You know, there's something that I do that I'm developing called the 6 Principles of Wealth, how to manage your money, all right? That's specifically for personal finance. This is macro successful type stuff, like how to be successful in your career. So I saw this article, it's from CNBC. I said, I got to share it with my people. So here's what it is. It's called the 6 Stages of Career Growth. I'm sure David's pulling it up right now.
It's up.
So the 6 stages of career growth. So look, no matter what field you're in, it doesn't matter what your job is, what your career is, where you're at in life, you're going to go through these 6 stages. So we're going to break these things right down. And there's a master plan for your career path. So here are the 6 stages, and I'll break them down one by one by one. The 6 stages of a career path are, number 1, a follower. That's how you start off, as a follower. Then you become a collaborator. Then you become an instructor. Then you become a manager. Then you become the all-holy influencer. And last but not least, you become the leader. So let's get into these 6 things, and let's see where you're at on this totem pole of career, right? So here are the 6 stages. So number 1, you start off as a follower. Now this is, we've all been here. This is for the day one newbies out there, whether you just got out of college, whether you're an internship, whether this is your first job, we've all been there. It's fun, it's exciting, but you're the low man or woman on the totem pole. But you gotta start somewhere. This is like rookie year, right? You're doing tasks, you're paying your dues, you're basically doing what you're told. And if you do that well, maybe you'll move on to the next level. You know, my friend Marcelo once said, unless your mom is Beyonce, you're not born an influencer, okay? Like, you got to pay your dues. You got to get somewhere. Right. You got to start at point A. Like, I remember when David came. Valuetainment.
Oh.
Rookie year.
He
showed up. He had long hair. He was frazzled. Maybe
green.
A little speck of a mustache just growing. little pubes on his lip.
Careful.
Now look at him. Fresh hair, strong mustache. You're in the instructor manager phase, I would like to say, right now. Okay. But, you started off as a follower. So that's step 1.
Yeah.
Okay, we've all been there, right? My first job, I was just green as can be. I started off doing radio sales. That was my first job after college. I was working for Clear Channel Radio, which is now iHeartMedia. I was just getting in where I fit in. I had a good manager. I followed his lead. I listened. I learned. I collaborated with the team and improved. And that leads me to number 2. What's number 2 on this list? Being a collaborator. Because they say that the teamwork makes the dream work. So when you're into the second phase of a career path, you're a collaborator. Now, what does that mean? You're working closely with others, right? You're developing valuable people skills by collaborating with your team. So there's a book that we read here at Valuetainment called The Ideal Team Player. How much of an ideal team player are you, right? Were you here when we read that book?
I think, no, that was before my time.
Okay, before your time. But basically, being an ideal team player, there's certain qualities that you need to have. I think it was being smart, being effective, certain qualities. But the point is that you're a good team player, because I got bad news for you. If you don't play well with others, you're not going to make it. We have all got that person in the office, or the person that you work with, or the person in your organization. You're like, this guy's a fucking asshole, and that person's not going to last long. Hopefully that person's not your boss. But if you're all, if they're, we've all done group projects, right? Collaborating, we all work with different people, different skill sets. When someone's, this person's awesome. They're great to work with. Word will travel about that person, much like you, young David. Word traveled very quickly. Young David's doing his thing. However, there's other people that word travels very fast, that they're not exactly fun to collaborate with, right? Maybe they're doing some not nice things. We can name some names, but we won't. There's some people that are going to come to mind, David. But if you don't play well with others and you don't work with others, you're not going to make it to the next level. You're going to go from job to job to job to jobs, being a follower, being a rookie, starting over, not collaborating well, and you just stay at level 1, stay at level 2, and you always want to blame someone else. Well, my manager was an asshole. My boss did this. He didn't let me do it. It's always somebody else.
Yeah.
It's the person that doesn't succeed at number 2, being a good collaborator, that's always going to place blame. And it's so easy to place blame on others.
Yeah.
It's so hard to look in the mirror.
Amen.
So hard.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Again, if you don't play well with others, you're not going to make it. So once you learn, you start off as a follower, you pay your dues, you become a collaborator, a team player, all of a sudden, people recognize, hey, this person's got some leadership skills. We're not going to make him the boss yet, but we're gonna bump him up. We're going to say, all right, this person is now going to become an instructor. Ooh. An instructor is it's like time to step up and take the lead, but not too much. You're not getting the whole lead, a little bit of a lead, right?
Yeah.
This is basically has junior manager vibes all over it.
Yeah, this is actually a point Mario made in his entrepreneur series. Point number 1 was, don't trust too early. It's like, we like you, but little by little, we'll kind of give you more of that leash.
Yeah. You got to have a leash, right? So give someone a leash sometimes.
Totally.
Run and have a great time, or sometimes you give them enough rope to hang themselves. You heard that before? So, when you're the instructor, you're calling the shots on projects. You're leading a few people under you. Some people are answering to you. You're not the manager. You're like the assistant to the regional manager. You're basically like Dwight Schrute. You're the assistant to the regional manager.
I'm
right?
Dwight Schrute.
You're not Michael Scott yet. You're Dwight Schrute, okay? But as junior manager, we all know that that's obviously an Office reference. But again, rookie year, you're starting off as a follower. You collaborate well with playing with others. You level up. Now you're an instructor. You're teaching others. And then eventually you will get to manager. And it doesn't necessarily need to be the role of manager, but it's basically when people answer to you. It's when people are saying, all right, this person's got it going on. In this case, it might be Michael Scott from The Office. You just graduated from Dwight Schrute to Michael Scott.
Wow.
This is obviously an Office reference.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of calamity that we can bring up with all this. But basically what that happens when you become the manager, that means the company trusts you. They said, this person, they got it going on, right? They can trust you to lead the team. They can trust you to spearhead important tasks, implement big plans. Basically, GSD, get shit done.
Yeah.
So who comes to mind that's a good manager, right? This is almost like a team leader.
Yeah.
Not the company leader, but team leader. You know, this is a very obscure reference.
Oh, boy.
But I'm a big basketball fan. Miami Heat fan. NBA season just started. We're going to be touching on that. But there's a player on the Miami Heat who's my age, 40 years old, Udonis Haslem. He's been on the team forever.
Yeah.
I played against him in high school.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I swear.
Did you really?
Yeah,
That's
UD.
awesome. I have
UD.
Okay.
Miami High, baby.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even play anymore. He plays I think he played like one game last year.
Yeah, he just kind of
makes $2 million a year.
The greatest seat in the whole place.
Best seat in the house. I think he played one game last year, scored like 4 points, 2 rebounds, and got in a fight with Dwight Howard and got kicked out of the game. Anyway, but he's a team leader. They want him on the team because he sets the tone, baby.
Yeah.
He sets the tone. So that's what it is. It's almost like a manager, Michael Scott, Udonis Haslem. The team, your teammates trust you. Okay? So that's manager. Again, start off as a follower, collaborator, instructor, manager. Then here's where things get interesting. Number 5 is an influencer. And an influencer, indeed. This is where things get interesting and the world start to take notice of you, right? So, the term influencer gets a bad rap, right? Oh, he's an influencer. Oh, he's an influencer. But the reality is that you're starting to influence people's minds and influence the culture, okay? You might influence people within your organization. You might influence people locally, nationally, or even globally, right? So who are some all-star influencers that come to mind? Like all-star.
All-star influencers.
Like The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock.
Major influencer. The Kardashians. The the Paul brothers,
the Paul
right?
brothers, totally.
Even like little Ryan from Ryan's World. He's a, influencer.
Oh, totally.
But then you have you have micro influencers, like someone that's only got 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 followers, but they're the best at a very specific thing, and people follow them.
Would you consider yourself an influencer?
Yeah, I mean, in the financial world,
100% consider yourself an influencer.
Yeah, all right, I'll take it.
There you go.
I'll take it. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at in my career right now, because I started rookie year. I did that. I played well with others. I collaborated. I became an instructor. I had a team that was under me. Eventually, I grew up. I was leading a team. I became VP of sales at my financial firm, running the show. And then when I made some loot and I said, all right, let me branch out from just my company to, you know, the scene, if you will. Yeah, I think I became an influencer at that point. Where I'm not at, I don't think, is at step 6 yet. I think that's still what I need to accomplish. And the final stage is becoming a leader, right? So like, even if we look at our organization here at Valuetainment, I would say PBD is the leader.
100%. No doubt.
By far and foremost. Then you got, you know, influencers, myself, Gerard, Phil Heath to a higher extent, right? Tom Zenner, whatever you want to put, like, and then there's, you know, managers, Mario, right? Eric, all right? And then you got instructors, right? You know, Rob, you know, whoever, and then we got team members, then you got, you know, rookies who just been here for like a month.
Yeah.
Mighty Lacy's. All right, shout out.
You said that perfectly.
I did. So, but when you enter the leadership stage of your career, the most important thing that you're doing is doing things bigger than yourself. Your whole goal and your whole mindset is to empower others, right? It's not just about yourself. It's about empowering and inspiring others, right? It's showing people what to do, how to think, how to react, something bigger than yourself, right? So, you know, in the business world, who comes to mind? You know, major leaders, right? Elon Musk,
yeah,
right?
totally.
Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs,
always.
PBD in the house.
PBD.
In the sports world, major leaders, right?
Cristiano Ronaldo,
right?
Messi,
LeBron of course,
James.
You're gonna go LeBron, Tom Brady. These are leaders.
Adam Sosnick.
That's right. That's right. So, what's my point in all this? The most important thing you can do in all this is, now that you have this blueprint, now that you understand that there's, you know, there's levels to this game, right? There's levels, like shout out to Avicii. There's levels to this. Where are you in the totem pole of your career? Are you just starting out, right? Yeah. Are you already at the influencer phase? Are you working well with others? Are you not working well with others? Which one is it? So, step one, if I'm watching this, and there's people watching this right now, if I'm you, I say, all right, dude, I just got started. Cool. Now I know what step 2 is. Or, hey, man, I've been working at this job for 2 years now. I'm still in the collaborator phase. How can I level up to become a manager, right? Or an instructor? Like, what's the next level? So, or if you're stuck at that influencer phase, like me, life's good. You're making money. You've got some clout. You're an influencer. Are you a leader? Are you a leader? Because when you become a leader, that's when things change.
Well, yeah, and I mean, just a note on that is something that PBD says is like, not everyone is meant to be number 1. Like, some guys are meant to be number 2s. Some guys are like great at being number 3s.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, if you find yourself maybe stuck at influencer, maybe you're not stuck. Maybe that's just the best you're at, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think people are meant to be. I 100% agree with what PBD says on that. It's like, not everyone's meant to be the number 1 dude.
100%. Not everybody can be the number 1 organization, especially if you've got 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people in your organization.
That means be the best number 3.
Be the best. You're the, like, look at, we'll use the Udonis Haslem as an example. Yeah. Homie doesn't even play anymore, but he's the captain of the team. He's a leader. Know your role. Right. He's like, look, I'm number 15, straight up, but I'm the best 15 in the freaking league.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So the most important thing is understand that you don't have to just like take the reservation, like, right? There's levels to this game. There's a blueprint for this game. There's only 6 steps. So if you're at 1, you're only 5 away. If you're at 3, you're only 3 away. You're at 5, 1 more, baby, and you're a leader. So I really like this topic. This was something that when I saw, I said, this is something we have to address. So just to recap, find out where you're at in this totem pole right now of your career path. Again, you start off as a follower, become a collaborator, you play well with others, you get an upgrade to being an instructor, right? Junior manager vibes. Shout out to Dwight Schrute. Then you become the manager, like Michael Scott. Then you become an influencer, and then you become the leader. So anyway, I like that article. Shout out to CNBC for breaking all that down. Let's move on to the next thing. You with me, David?
I'm right here,
okay.
Bro. Never leaving.
You know, this whole segment was about leveling up, not just staying in your comfort zone at rookie year or at collaborator, right? So, you know, leveling up. So speaking of leveling up, there's a few companies out there that are also ready to level up because this works for companies too. This isn't just for people. So I saw this article and I said, look, what are the companies that are actually ready to make a major step into the marketplace? What are companies that we should be aware of that are coming to the market, right? I'm not a huge IPO guy. I don't rush to an IPO and invest in it.
Yeah.
But I like seeing what's going on. Now, you might say, I don't invest in IPOs. I'm barely investing in the stock market. I don't know where to get started. We'll cover that on this episode. But the first step is just being aware, getting smart.
Yeah.
Right? Like I say, 50% of finance is knowledge. The other half, behavioral. What are you actually going to do about it? So let's get our knowledge on. So here are the 3 most anticipated IPOs and new listings hitting the market in the coming months, and they're coming in hot. You know that song? Coming in hot.
Yeah. We got a sales guy, Leo Martinez. Shout out, Leo.
Coming in hot.
I only know it because of Leo.
It's a great song.
Love
I think it's
song.
Andy Mineo. Coming in hot. So here's the 3 most anticipated IPOs. Let's start with number 1. This is where I do my grocery shopping. Do I just roll up to Publix or, you know, to Sam's or to Costco? No. I'm busy, bro. You can find me on Instacart.
Boom.
And that's number 1. So Instacart, if you're not familiar with it, is like Uber for your groceries, right? So their IPO is hitting the market in the coming months, in Q4 of 2021. We're already in Q4, in case you didn't notice. That started in October. And they have a valuation of $40 billion. That's a $40 billion home delivery grocery service. Shout out to them. They're like the Amazon or Uber for groceries. So they're the largest grocery delivery service in the United States of America, right? Their business model centers around groceries delivered in an hour. Now, their mission, quote unquote, is to create a world where everyone has access to the food they love and more time to enjoy it together. I got to tell you, I'm a fan of Instacart. I use Instacart. My favorite part about Instacart is you can talk to the shopper, chat with the shopper.
Yeah.
And if they're doing a good job, they'll replace stuff. They'll tell you, hey, we don't have this. This was buy one, get one, but it's actually, no, it's not happening. Cool, man. Great, great. And then you can, every time that they've screwed up, every single time, they've reimbursed or taken it off my account. Like, I didn't have to pay for it. And it's just been a class act. It's been a good service.
This is not sponsored by Instacart.
No, it's not. It's not. Just like the first segment wasn't sponsored by Mint. But when people are doing the right thing, you got to show love and show respect.
Yeah.
So shout out to Instacart. Do you ever use Instacart?
I've used Instacart once, yeah. And it was an all right experience.
It was just all right.
I only used it once, so I can't really, judge them on that. But my stuff was late.
Okay, well, maybe
No,
they
but
didn't
shout
live
out
up.
Instacart. I've heard great reviews.
Yeah, like how much better is the world because of Amazon? I mean, look, Bezos gets a bad rap. Oh my God, he's going to the moon. He's wasting all his dude. Like, it.
How much better? How much more convenient is it? Because there's
Convenience things is better. Time is money.
yeah. I mean, it depends on who you ask.
Do you use Amazon?
I'm a Prime member, bro.
Okay, buddy.
I
Don't be talking trash.
Oh, I'm not talking trash.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, that's number 1. Instacart is coming to the market in a market near you.
Oh yeah.
Supermarket. Number 2 on this list is Reddit. Reddit. Now, when you think of Reddit, what comes to mind, David?
The front page of the internet, viral videos, suggestions and advice for the weirdest topics.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, Reddit. When I think of Reddit, clearly.
Yeah.
But obviously, the GameStop, Wall Street bets, Reddit page fiasco drama that happened earlier this year. Okay. Well, they're going public. Basically, everything that happened.
Oh no
way.
way.
Everything that happened with the Wall Street bets, AMC, GameStop, all that.
Yeah.
Has only helped their stock.
Of course.
Well, not stock yet. They'll help their valuation.
Well, yeah, totally.
So they have an
That makes
IPO
complete
coming out
sense.
early in 2022. So it's not going to be this year. It's coming out, Q1. So in the coming months, basically 3 months away.
Yeah.
They currently have a valuation of $15 billion. So in August, Reddit, they raised $700 million, okay, to build its business and attract new customers. Reddit made, obviously, major noise. We talked about the GameStop drama. And all these meme stock investors getting in on the action, Wall Street bets. That's what I think, put it onto the front page. I don't think Reddit was ever front page news until Wall Street Bets and all that kind of stuff showed up. Right?
Sure, yeah. I don't know if it was front page news, but it was very like a subculture thing where everyone knew about it, but maybe not talked about it enough.
Boom. Subculture.
Yeah.
Subculture. Yeah. You know? Indie culture, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yes, yeah. It's like
right. But now, when you hit, the stock market, New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, that's mainstream.
I don't know if they're going to be on the NYSE or on NASDAQ, but they're getting out there.
Are you going to be investing in the Reddit IPO?
No,
be
I'm not. I'm not. I mean, unless they're part of the S&P 500 or I have an index fund or an ETF.
'Cause you're an index
we
fund.
know that. I don't buy individual stocks all
true.
that often. The only question is because what happens with the stock? Is it going to end up going to the moon, right? Or is somebody going to be left holding the bag of the Reddit bag that crashes? I don't know.
That's interesting.
So that's why I invest in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ and certain indexes.
Yeah.
So that's Reddit coming to the market soon. Last but not least, this is an app that I actually use and I encourage people to use. And this is Acorns, a.k.a. Acorns Grow. You familiar with this app?
I am. I've seen the Ashton Kutcher ad on YouTube.
Boom.
1,000 times.
They got a lot of celebrities going on marketing this ad. So basically, Acorns is basically investing for lazy people. You know, it's investing for people who don't want to think about investing, and they can just round up every purchase to the nearest dollar and then just invest the spare change.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's easy.
I agree with our boy, what was his name? You interviewed him.
Meet Kevin.
Meet Kevin, where he did say, he's like, you associate investing with spending.
Wholeheartedly agree. That's the problem. But it's better than nothing.
Then that's
like if you're not doing your 401k, if you're not doing your Roth IRA, get a, if you're not going to open up a Vanguard card or a Vanguard account, Fidelity, or do a Target date fund or whatever, at least you can get started with Acorns. It's again for lazy people.
Yeah.
Right? The problem with it, I agree, is that you do associate investing with spending money.
Yeah.
And it's the exact opposite behavioral psychology
it goes against
with
the
that.
whole mantra of save that money.
And how much money can you really save/invest when you're rounding up purchases, right?
Yeah.
40 cents here, 20 cents here, 80 cents here, whatever it is. But again, it's better than nothing. Better than nothing. So anyway, here's their story. So the first two companies were an IPO, initial public offering.
Yeah.
This is going to come to the market in a SPAC in Q4. You know what a SPAC is?
No,
We're teaching David now. It's basically a special purpose acquisition company. They call it a blank check company. So basically, these SPACs, it's a shell company that they raise money. They don't even know what the future company will be, but they raise the capital and then they plug in the future company, essentially what it'll be. For the everyday investor, it's literally irrelevant. Who gives a shit? But you just learned what a SPAC was.
Okay.
Special purpose acquisition company, AKA a blank check company. They start this shell company and then they just, it's like kind of like 3-card monthly.
Gotcha.
Boom, they move the company in and this company is just going to happen to be Acorns. And it's going to be listed on the NASDAQ under the ticker OAKS, OAKS. You know what a ticker symbol is?
Yeah.
Ticker symbol. Like, it's like the code name.
Okay.
It's where you can find the stock.
Yeah.
Like Facebook isn't Facebook, it's FB.
Right.
There it is.
Periodic table of whatever.
Periodic table of elements of stocks. All right, this guy's getting good. So they currently have a valuation of $2.2 billion, and here's their revenue in 2020, $71 million. Not bad. And by 2023, they expect revenue to cross $300 million in the next 2 years, and they want to grow their user base to up to 8 million users. All right. So again, if you're not familiar with Acorns, they got all the celebrities, the Ashton Kutchers of the world, The Rock, Kevin Durant invested, A-Rod and J-Lo when they were, doing their thing. They invested in Acorns, and basically it's micro investing. It's the spare change. It's not a big deal. Yeah. And then it's also robo investing. You don't have to do anything. The robots got this thing. It's for the masses.
Yeah.
Right. The super wealthy people of the world aren't exactly doing Acorns.
Yeah.
Other than the celebrities that are investing in it or promoting it. But everyday investors, if you want to get started, why not? Ooh-wee! That just woke me up. So look, I don't typically invest in IPOs. I'm not recommending that you invest in these IPOs, but it is good to be aware that these companies are coming to market soon. So that's that. Any final thoughts on this?
Sick. No, I can't wait. I wonder.
I can't wait.
I'm really curious on the Reddit how that's gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta. There's something you like Reddit.
I like. It's been a while since I've been on Reddit, but I used to go on Reddit all the time. Just
let me tell you something about
Dude,
Reddit.
that's where you first see the viral videos.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. What I like on Reddit. You ever seen the roast me on Reddit?
No.
You never seen roast me?
Yes. When people do,
they say they do it. They do a selfie.
Yeah, roast me.
Right, and they just say,
"Yeah,
have at it, roast me."
No, my favorite one is public freakout. You see all
What's
the
that?
fights. You see all the fights. You see all like the Karens.
It's like World Star.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And it's like or cringe.
What's that?
It's just the best. It's the best subreddit. It's just cringy
Okay.
videos. People.
Well, you'll have to show me this.
I will.
Send me a
100%
link.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Reddit. You know what time it is, David?
Please tell me. It's
You
what I
know
think
what
it is.
time it is, David.
Wild
We
money
do
move of the
this
week.
for our wild money moves of the week, and boy, is it getting wild over here.
Woo!
We are getting wild. Yeah, throw that out there. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, please.
Let me ask you a question and the people in the audience.
Okay.
Do you want to be the breadwinner in your relationship, or are you okay with your significant other making that bread? That's the question of the day. That's the question of the day.
Oh God. Okay. Well, do I ever have to work again? Is pretty much your question.
Well, I don't. I mean,
Is it an ego thing that I need to be the breadwinner? Look, if I got a lovely lady to take care of me while I bring in the creative juices to our house,
you'd be open to that.
I wouldn't mind, but I don't want to feel useless.
Okay.
So maybe I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, it is. And let's break down some of the details of the story because we're going to get into it.
Can
This
we
shit
get your
gets
take
wild.
on this at some point?
Oh, at the end.
Okay.
At the end. Well, let's get into this story right here because I want to get people's thumbs up if you want to be the breadwinner. So if you want to be the person making the money in your household, give a thumb up. If you're the person that's like, look, I don't care just as long as we got money in the house. I don't care if my wife or my husband, for that matter, makes more than me, give a thumb down. If you want to be the number one breadwinner, thumb it up. If you're okay with being number two in your household, thumb down. Can we do that?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll keep track.
All right. So, again, this is our wild money move of the week. Do you want to be the breadwinner in your relationship, or are you okay with someone else making that bread? So here's the story. Well, apparently, the wild money move is this. If you marry a woman who makes more than you, watch out. Because women who make more than their husbands, it doesn't end up pretty. Here's the story here. According to a University of Chicago study, that when women out-earn their husbands, the marriages tend to struggle. Dun, 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 dun. Stat, marriages with female breadwinners are 50% more likely to end in divorce. Now, here's a little funny, crazy stat for you. Not so funny. Fun fact, if you will. 50% of all marriages already end up in divorce anyway.
Yeah.
So now you're going to add on top of that another 50% that if your wife makes more than you, that you're going to end up in divorce. So basically, if your wife makes more than you, pack your shit, buddy. It's not going to work out.
Or get a job, bro.
Get a job, bro.
Like a real man.
Anyway, this is what's happening right now. This study came out there from the University of Chicago. 50% chance if your wife makes more than you, you will end up most likely to be divorced.
Yeah.
Okay? What do we got? Thumbs up, thumbs down? What do we got going on
there? We have some thumbs. We have a lot of thumbs up. We got.
So people want to make that money.
Yeah.
They don't want to be
Young
reliant.
John with the 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Noah thumbs up. Parker, Godwin thumbs up. Got Sake thumbs down.
Okay.
And she looks like a lovely woman.
Okay.
Jorge Sar thumbs up. Both of us get that dough. Thumbs down from Jonathan. A lot of thumbs up from John. Young John says, if that lady wants to get rid of me and I ain't making no money, then I'm screwed. So
you're screwed, bro. Anyway, the study continues, David.
Oh boy.
So the study by the American Sociological Review shows that when a wife out-earns her husband, he's more likely to cheat.
When the
on her.
wife out-earns the husband,
he's more likely
Why?
to cheat. Let me break it down for you. So a study shows that 5% of men whose wives out-earn them are likely to cheat. 5%. So wives who out-earn them,
Dude.
5% are likely to cheat. But here's where it gets tricky. 15% of men who were 100% financially dependent on their wives had affairs. So let me break that down for you.
Dude, what an asshole.
So if your wife makes more than you, right?
Yeah.
You're 5% more likely to cheat, right? But if your wife,
Oh my God.
if
what a
you
stat.
full on depend on your wife, like you're the stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
Stay-at-home dad.
Okay.
Your wife's grinding. She's working. She's CEOing it up. You're home, taking care of the kids, cooking.
Yeah.
You're 3 times more likely to cheat.
Dude, and not even CEOing it up. Like, she's working 2 jobs and you're at home doing nothing, and you still cheat on her?
Damn, what a loser.
Dude, you're an asshole.
Now, you end up cheating. You get caught. You're broke. Now you're homeless. Now you got to go work. It's not a good look to cheat on your successful wife. I don't recommend cheating on your wife in general. Hello.
Yeah, not a good idea.
But especially when you don't got no job,
especially
homie.
if she's taking care of you, dude.
Yeah, here's the reason. People out there must be like, well, why is this?
Yeah.
Like, break this. Like, give me something.
Yeah, who are
don't
these?
just end there.
Yeah.
Here's we go. The biggest reasons for the tension in the relationship, aside from the large gaps in income, obviously,
Right.
all revolve around the deep-seated ideas about gender roles and societal expectations about men. Okay?
Yeah.
So basically, men should be working.
Exactly.
Men should be bringing home the bacon.
Women want a provider. They don't
Women want a provider.
Yeah, to
women, stay in the kitchen. Men work. That whole old school mentality, which I think these days is kind of effing BS.
Yeah.
I think more women are entering the workforce. They want to work, right? I think more women are becoming CEOs.
I think, yeah.
I think, look,
We're past that they want to work. They've been working.
They've been working.
Women just want to be taken just as
They
seriously.
want to be paid the same amount, equal pay for equal work.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, homie over here's cheating on you while you're hurting, while you're working.
Dude, Pat just did an interview with Dr. Warren Farrell. He wrote The Boy Crisis. And in this, he talks about that. He talks about women that they want a provider. As soon as like the man becomes kind of acting like a woman,
like a bitch,
subconscious, like a bitch. When they see that they married a big bitch, they're out. They're just like, this isn't cool. So of course, not only this article shouldn't be taken as like a woman wants to be in the kitchen while man provides. It's like, I want to be CEO, but I don't want to take care of some dude.
Yeah.
Like, the dude should be CEO with me at some other company, like a power couple.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, I like that. Power couple. Well, speaking of power couples, do you have another point?
Well, no. Well, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
dude. If you're not in that power couple, if your wife is taking care of you, and you're cheating on her, what the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing, bro?
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, because
what do you want?
because they are emasculated. That's what it comes down to. These societal expectations
it's
of
a
men.
low self-esteem. But dude,
I'm the guy. I stay at
bro.
home. My wife works. It's just not normal.
Oh
So
my God,
when things
buddy,
aren't normal,
what are
you
you
have an
doing?
adverse reaction to that. So look, I don't know if this is BS, if this is crazy stuff, or this is actually legit. Would love to know in the comments. But here's the silver lining to all this, right? Because you don't need to fall victim to the odds here. You could actually do something about this,
Yeah.
okay? So we all know that money is a taboo subject. People don't typically talk about it, especially after you hear a story like this. You're like, oh my God. The most important things that you can be on the same page in your relationship are money, clearly. People fight about money, and communication. Communication is key. If you talk to any old couple out there, right, and you say, how do you make the marriage work? What is it? What is it? We communicate. We talk it out.
Yeah.
You don't just keep things under wraps and, bury it down deep below. You talk it out.
Yeah.
It's for sure a recipe for success. Communicating.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest things that to do sometimes, to communicate and be completely transparent about things. But it's the key.
It's the key.
That reminds me of a Dane Cook joke from Vicious Circle.
A Dane Cook reference, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
Where he's like, this beautiful old couple married for 70 years. And I approached the gentleman. I'm like, hey, I want this. What's the secret to being in a marriage like this? And the old man looks at me. He pulls me in closer and he goes, cheat. What? Cheat. You have to cheat.
That's his advice. Yeah, well, clearly he's on the 15% side of things that
definitely.
Women control the narrative. Well, I think, look, teamwork makes a dream work. Communicate, right?
Yeah.
Discuss what the good, the bad, the ugly, your shared vision, your shared dreams. How the relationship can improve. What are the problems are? Look, honey, baby, look, things aren't working out over here. I really need your help with this. I don't like when you do this. I love when you do this. Communicate, okay? Especially if you're in a marriage. Because the whole goal of the marriage is the whole live happily ever after thing, right?
Right.
But if you seriously have a problem with your wife making more money than you should probably bring it up. You she might be like, all right, well, how about I stay home and you go work, homie?
Well, yeah, no, that's not even like bring it up. It's just like, get your shit together, bro. Maybe like, I don't know, make more money.
Like, I don't want to make it seem like the guy's a complete loser, because maybe the woman just has a great career. She's done a great job.
That's a good point.
The guy has maybe a flexible schedule. He can stay at home more. It's not like winner and loser. Yeah. Right? It's not so much that.
So you have
because even think about it, when the man is the breadwinner, the woman's not a loser because she's taking care of the kids. It's societal norms and stereotypes. But for the man to be staying at home, taking care of the kids, doing the carpool, it's not normal. It's abnormal. It's not traditional. And that's even more reason to talk it out.
Yeah, exactly. And if you are at that point of like, it's not that I'm a total loser. She's just, she's a brilliant woman.
She's a freaking G. She's a lawyer. She's a doctor. She's whatever.
So you have to be able to provide the same amount of value into the relationship by doing other things, dude. Like, look out for her. Do things that she can't do because she's making that money. Hear her out. Make her dinner. Do things like where you also balance scales.
The bottom line is, if you have a successful wife, appreciate that.
Yeah. You have a badass person next to you.
Tables turned. If you have a successful husband, appreciate that. One thing that I like about Pat's other company, PHP, are the couples that work together.
Yeah,
and you see these power couples dominate. The Sapalas, right? Ricky and Erica.
Yeah.
Gaetan, right? The list goes on. Sapalas. Right. What's my guy? Hector and Erica, but they're brother and sister.
Yeah.
Or Rodolfo and Ceci. Like these people.
Tigran Moral.
Tigran, of course, my guy. But power couples, and it's extremely effective. So supporting your running mate, right?
Totally.
So
speaking about power couples,
yes,
you were gonna say something.
I just said it.
No, about power couples before we went on this tangent.
Yeah, there it was. PHP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
great.
there it
I
was.
thought you were gonna go into
That's where
else.
I was. It was on my mind. Anyway, I think that's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Take note and
it's a great story.
Assess where you're at in your relationship.
Yep.
Now, speaking of relationships. This is a story that hits very close to home.
Oh, boy.
This is an interesting story. And one of the most public relationships ever, right? And now they're going through a divorce.
Oh.
Of course, I'm talking about Kim and Kanye.
Oh.
This is our other wild
There they are.
money story of the week.
This is
right?
Such a unique couple.
What a unique couple. So it's been called the biggest ass versus the biggest asshole in history. A lot of ass going on over here.
Yeah.
So, but ironically,
That's
the divorce has been very civilized and smooth. Probably the smoothest of their entire relationship.
Yeah.
Ironically, today, of all days, is Kim K's birthday. So happy birthday to Kim K. Yeah.
Kim K,
I've spent a lot of time with Kim. So
of course. Wait a minute.
We'll get into this.
That's so true.
She did marry one of my best friends. I was a groomsman in her previous wedding.
That's so.
And the last time that we spoke, her and I physically spoke, I was like, well, I'm sorry that it didn't work out. I've spent a year literally staying at her house, like going on vacations with her, groomsman at her wedding, walked Chloe down the aisle. Like, I was in there. I was in the family.
I was like, sorry.
For over a year.
Sorry it didn't work out.
Yeah.
What are you doing
what
this
are you doing
weekend?
later?
I'll take you. Let's go get a drink.
She compared herself to Elizabeth Taylor. Now, if you understand what that means, Elizabeth Taylor, I believe, was married 8 times. Kim just finished her 3rd or 4th wedding, meaning there's more coming.
Sauce. Yeah. Get in line, bro.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Either way, with all that being said, KimYe, Kim and Kanye, they're done. They're done.
Oh.
I don't care why. I don't care what happened.
Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. I don't care about the details. But what I do care about
I'm interested in this headline.
Is the money.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with all this money?
Kim Kardashian wins big in divorce from Kanye West.
Yes.
That sucks.
There they are.
That sucks for Kanye.
Let's see what's going on. So, ironically, you would think, all right, Hollywood marriage, disaster, here we go.
Yep.
Crazy lawsuits. No. They actually were financially smart, and they had a plan in place.
Okay.
AKA, Kris Jenner was like, look, I don't see this marriage lasting more than 5 years, so let's get this fucking prenup signed. And that's exactly what happened. They had a prenup in place. It spelled everything out. Basically, the prenup said, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours. I keep my stuff, you keep your stuff. And then the court will decide upon the rest. And I'm not talking about court like Kourtney Kardashian, if you saw that clip on SNL, where it was like the People's Court, Kourt. It was a great clip.
Yeah.
Talking about the court. The Court system. The law. Breaking the law.
I was just thinking of that. So tell us what we can learn from this power couple.
Yeah, well,
And, for our viewers getting divorced, what can they learn?
I don't think your divorce is well, prenup. That's number one.
Yeah.
Well, let's break down some of the numbers that's been going on here in case you're interested.
Sign a prenup?
No, they had a prenup.
Okay, sorry.
They did have
I'm
a
getting ahead of
prenup. That's my point.
Go.
The prenup basically said what's mine is mine, which is yours. You keep your stuff, I keep my stuff.
Oh,
Done.
right. I'm sorry. Yeah,
and then the court will decide what's next.
Okay.
They had a prenup in place. They were smart.
Of course.
So basically, the big one was the $60 million estate that they were living in, that they raised all their kids in.
Yeah.
In Calabasas, I believe, Hollywood Hills area, Hidden Hills estate. $60 million. Kim got that. Kim was awarded the $60 million house. Now, just to put it in perspective, this is how much real estate has grown over the last 7 years.
Yeah.
This $15,000 square foot house that they bought in 2014, you know how much it was worth when they bought it in 2014?
How much?
$20 million.
Ooh,
Now it's $60 million. 7 years later. Yowks.
Yeah.
Talk about LA real estate. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Just by them buying it, it goes up because it's
That's
like,
true.
this is the house.
This is the house. This is where they lived.
Yeah.
This is where they lived with all the kids. This is where it was. So Kim got the house, $60 million, but Kanye is now crashing at his bachelor pad. It's $11 million ranch in Wyoming.
I hope he's like, all right.
He's going to be okay. He just came out with the Donda album. I mean, today, I literally think today or the day before, he changed his name officially to Ye.
Okay.
Just Y-E.
All right, Pete Diddy.
Yeah. Diddy has changed his name a gazillion times. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Dizzle. I don't know. I just made that one up. Okay. But anyway, Kanye's crashing in his $11 million house in Wyoming. It's currently on the market, $11 million bucks. But according to TMZ, Ye, formerly Kanye, he had just purchased a $57 million beach house in Malibu for the sole purpose of being close to his kids. That's a good dad.
$57 million?
Yeah.
It wasn't like an apartment for like $100K or something you could get?
Not for Kanye. So Kim got the $60 million house, the estate. Kanye's crashing his Wyoming ranch, and then he just bought a $57 million beach house in Malibu. But then they've got, we're going to break down their net worth for sure, but there's $70 million in joint assets. I
see what you did.
There's a little thing right there that they need to break down. One being a $14 million Miami condo. Okay. I'll take that off their hands. Look, yeah, dude, it's fine. David, you and I can live there. It's not a big deal.
If I have to, dude.
If we have to. All right. Yeah. There's $5 million in art, $4 million in vehicles, $3 million in jewelry, and get this, $300,000 of livestock.
Pardon?
In Wyoming. They're just they got livestock. They got some cattle. So the assumption is that they're going to split it equally. Do you know how much each of these guys are worth, by the way?
God, I don't.
So when they're divvying up, the condo here or the estate here, or the $5 million in art, or $4 million of vehicles, or the cattle, just think about that Kanye. If he's not the most, he's certainly in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Richest black men in U.S.
Top 3. Okay.
For sure. He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Kanye is currently worth $1.8 billion.
Holy
Kanye.
moly.
And there's speculation that it might be more than that. I'm sure there's speculation that it might be less.
100% more than that, I think.
But it's not all liquid. It's not all liquid with Kanye because it's mostly tied up in his Yeezy brand, clothing brand with Adidas. He's got a big stake in Gap. I think like $1 billion of the 1.8 is in illiquid assets tied up in the company. Okay. The good thing about Kanye is he owns 100% of his shoe brand, the Adidas Yeezy. You know how much Yeezys are? I think they're like $200 a pop, $250,
and
whatever.
Every year they have a weirder shape to them.
Okay, you ever had a Yeezy?
No. I'm a New Balance, Adidas, Vans type of dude.
You ever had a Cheesy?
Pardon?
It's like a budget Yeezy. Ghetto beat.
Off of Wish.
Yeah.
Got the Cheezys,
so Yeezys. So basically, he's got the business model going on. Respect to him. He collects a quote-unquote 11% of Yeezy's annual revenue, which is about $1.3 billion in 2019. So 10% of $1.3 billion, that's $130 million. Kanye's doing all right. This is why he can be like, look, take the $60 million house. That's fine.
Take the house.
I'll live in the ranch. I'll buy another $50-something million house in Malibu. We'll figure it out. Kim, I think Kim just hosted SNL. She did a great job. I think Kanye did show. You ever see what Kanye is wearing? He wears the most ridiculous masks ever. You see what he's wearing now? He usually wears a face mask, a hoodie.
Yeah.
But now he's wearing, look up Kanye West mask, face mask. So let me know when you pull that up. But either way, Kanye West face mask. Yeah, there it is.
Oh.
Go to images.
Oh my.
Oh, he's always doing some shit.
Like
with his
is this
face.
what you're talking about?
No, there's a weirder one, but they're all weird. They're all weird.
This is what he wears, like for the pandemic. You mean?
Go back to the search.
Okay. Oh, I think I know what you're referencing.
Go back to the
all.
This one.
This one.
This face.
This is like a creepy prosthetic Caucasian mask for cab ride from JFK.
Yeah. There he is.
Oh, that's
so weird.
That's actually it's
you like
weird.
It. You're like I'm actually into it.
Yeah, that's kind of baller.
Anyway,
that reminds
so Kanye,
me of Invisible Man with what's his name?
Okay. Well, Kanye, I mean,
Holy hell.
Jesus Walks, Stronger, Graduation, Things Fall Down, Diamonds Are Forever. I mean, the list, the hits go on and on. Like, say what you want about Kanye. The dude makes music. Yeah. Musical genius.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Don't get me started on the musical genius thing.
I think he is.
I think the musical genius.
The dude makes hits. I'm sorry.
Don't.
Okay, he's a great musician.
Yeah,
you like that?
No. I think, look, I respect him as a businessman. I think he makes, obviously, hits. I mean, I'm no fuck.
Okay.
But, like, I think genius gets thrown around a little.
He's a lyrical genius.
Would you put musical genius? Would you put him next to fucking Beethoven? Would you put him next? Like, is that the same ranking?
Yeah, I'd rather,
I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, Beethoven was deaf.
700 years ago. Regardless, respect to Kanye. He's, whatever. He's doing his thing. Just came out with his album. Let's talk about Kim for a second. Kim is now officially a billionaire.
Now she's a musical genius.
Probably the least talented billionaire ever.
You do it.
I mean,
I want to see your sex.
Her talent is looking good. Sex tape.
Yeah.
She's doing her thing. Anyway, she's worth currently $1.2 billion, right?
How much was Kanye?
1.8.
Oh.
So, she's bringing home the bacon. So anyway, she's more liquid. She's got $250 million in cash and other investments on hand, right? So the bulk of Kim K's fortune, I believe, is tied up in her cosmetics company, the KKW Beauty. Forbes estimated that Kim's has a 72% stake in the business, worth $500 million of that. Kim's a billionaire. Kanye's a billionaire. They're doing billionaire things. They're splitting assets. They got $50+ million houses. They got cattle. They got jewelry. They got cars. Money, cash, clothes, money, cash, clothes. Like, they got it all.
You know what they don't have?
What don't they have?
Stability in their marriage.
They don't have stability.
Privacy.
Yeah, that's true.
I get to go home and be nobody.
Nobody. I got you.
In your face.
But what can we learn from all this? What can we learn from all this? It's fair to say, I think Kim turns now, 41. Kanye's 44.
Huh.
They got a long life ahead, bro.
Kanye's 44.
Yeah, they got a long life ahead. They are what is called chilling. Now, do you have a whose side are you on in this marriage? Like, in the divorce, I mean. Are you like, I'm on Team Kanye? Does it even matter?
No, I could give a shit about it.
Okay.
They're billionaires.
Here's
They'll
what I
be
could tell
fine.
you. Here's what I could tell you. You know who's calling the shots on all this?
Kim.
No.
Huh?
Kris Jenner.
Oh,
The
damn.
momager Kris.
How could I?
She's pulling all the
totally
strings.
Right. Yep.
She leaked the sex tape. She encouraged Kim to marry Kris back in the day. The big E wedding, Hollywood, true Hollywood romance. She set it all up with Kanye.
How do we know
Kanye's
this
mom
isn't
died.
part of like just a contract?
It
thing?
might be.
Like, you'll be married for X amount of years. You'll do this, and will come out of that.
Who knows? But interesting that this is happening. They're all they're both billionaires at this point. This is where we're at in our life. Is that dope rappers become billionaires and influencers become billionaires. So why? Because she built her personal brand off the Kardashian, keep it up with the Kardashians.
So what can the Luis Alfas, the Young Johns, the David Parras of the world learn from
I'll tell you what, bro.
This divorce?
Start rapping.
Don't
have two options.
Don't start rapping.
You have two options. You start rapping. You start making shoes and clothes. You put out a sex tape.
My God.
You get some ass injection. I don't know what to tell you, SOSCAST. But I don't know if there's nothing we're going to learn. This is just celebrity profiles. There's nothing we're going to learn from this marriage.
Wild money.
Hopefully your marriage lasts forever. Yeah. I can guarantee you this. Kim is going to be married a few more times. Her words to my ears, I envision myself as the modern day Elizabeth Taylor Elizabeth Taylor, do the math. Married 8 times. Kim's working on number 4 right now. That means
that's how by the 100th episode I'll be a millionaire.
boom. We just figured it out. See, this is brainstorming session.
Guys, episode 100. David's actually not here. He's over with the Kardashians.
He's in with Kim. I will say that I've kicked it with her a bunch.
Yeah.
Sweet girl. It's a different life over there, bro.
Yeah,
you're living the Hollywood life. You ain't ready for it. If you're not ready for all that, I will say that look at everyone who's come into that Kardashian life. Look at all the men in that world.
Yeah, I'm ready.
The father.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, just real quick. Robert Kardashian, the father.
Yeah.
Dead.
Okay.
Okay. Bruce Jenner, woman. Robert Kardashian has never seen these days. Never. Lamar Odom, married to Khloe, crackhead. Almost died. He's I think, fighting now.
I don't mean to
celebrity.
laugh at him being a crackhead. I just think...
Scott Disick, my dude. I've had great times with Scott. Rehab.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's figuring it out. That's my guy. Who else is in there in that family?
The brother.
Rob. I said he's just like a
Rob.
Recluse. The women run the show in that
what about
family.
You?
Is what I'm saying.
Your boy?
Yeah, he got out. My boy got out. Kanye's getting out. Travis Scott, and now Devin Booker. So it seems to be the younger are doing all right. The Travis Scotts of the world.
So you're saying there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance. Anyway, let's move on here. Shout out to Kanye. Shout out to Kim for having an amicable divorce. Showing us how divorces should be done. Is that fair to say?
Showing us how divorces should be done.
Right.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, showing us how divorces. All right, let's get into a segment what I like to call financial advice for dummies.
Okay.
I'm not saying you're a dummy. I'm not saying that I'm a dummy. I'm just saying that there are some dummies out there, and this is some financial advice for the people out there. So there's this guy. His name is Jeremy Schneider. Who he is almost irrelevant, but his story is very important. He's a multi-millionaire investor. The guy's made millions. And he says if he can start all the way over, he'd put everything into one specific investment called a target date index fund. Let's pull up this story.
Yeah, it's up.
So I'm all about this story. This, like, if you want to know what Saz's wheelhouse is, bingo, we got it. So I'm all about this. The proof is in the pudding. I talk about investing in index funds, target date index funds, ETFs. Set it and forget it. Let the good times roll. Don't try to overthink it. Don't try to beat the market. Just be in the market. It's not about day trading. It's about decade trading. I say it all the time. And this guy just proved my point. So this guy, Jeremy Schneider, says, look, I'm worth almost $5 million, $4.5 million. I see you, Jeremy. Well done.
Good job,
he says, if I can start all the way over, I'd put all my money in a target date index fund.
What is
that? So
that?
basically, I'm going to, you're going to learn.
Oh, I need to learn.
So look, he's got all sorts of investments going on. We talked about index funds. He's got real estate. He's got bonds. He's got stocks. He's got businesses. But again, if he can go back in a time machine and start all the way over again, he'd put it into a target date index fund, specifically the VFIFX, aka the Vanguard Target Date Retirement Fund. He wouldn't have bought Apple. He wouldn't have bought Amazon. He wouldn't have bought a house. He wouldn't have bought real estate. He wouldn't have bought crypto, apparently. Target date fund. Okay, so you're right saying, what's that? So let me just tell you this guy's backstory, and we'll get into what this stuff is. All right, so basically he said, look, I had to learn this the hard way. I started off in my 20s by, quote-unquote, doing dumb stock picking on E-Trade, which is E-Trade is basically like back in the day Robinhood.
Yeah.
Which is Robin is today. And he compared it to basically throwing spaghetti against the wall, buying and selling random stocks just because I like Reddit. Sounds like I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Lose. Without any serious rhyme or reason, just throwing spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
That was his mentality. But then all of a sudden, target date index funds comes along. And I'll explain what that is. We know what index funds.
Yeah.
Right? So rather than picking a stock or a bond or a spigot,
league.
you buy the entire S&P 500 as an example.
Boom.
And rather than trying to get in and get out and pick the stocks that you think are going to win, you buy the entire market.
Yeah.
Buy the entire S&P 500 index fund. It's not actively invested. It's passively invested, so you're paying a lower expense ratio. It's cheaper. It's easier. It's not complicated. You keep it simple. That's essentially what an index fund is. But a target date is basically saying, I want this money in 2040. Or I want this money in 2050. That's when I'm retiring.
Okay.
Or I want this money by 2030. And the target date, essentially, it's a strategy based on that particular date. So let me break this down what this means. So it's all about risk. When we talk about investing, it's all about risk. We all know risk, return, risk, reward. We get it, set it, forget it. And you pick the target date of when you want the money. So for instance, if you're going to do a retirement fund, a 401k, we talked about that's like the luggage. All right, now you got to put clothes in the luggage, right? So all right, cool. I'm going to do an S&P 500 index fund. I'll do it through Vanguard. When am I touching this? Well, I'm 25 years old, so I plan on retiring when I'm 65. So in 40 years, so I'm going to do a 2060 target date fund. So meaning the younger you are, the more risk you can take, right? The older you are, the less risk you can take. Does that make sense to you?
Keep going.
Okay, so let me explain risk. The younger you are, right? So with investing, So if it's money that you need in the next 6 months, year, 2 years, just straight cash. Don't invest that. Stay like that. Just keep it in the bank. Put it in a savings account. Put it in a checking account. That's money you're gonna need soon. If it's money that you're gonna need long term, 3, 5, 10, 20 years down the road, even longer, that's investing. Okay. There's two elements to investing: time and compound interest. And compound interest, right? So when you're young, your investing horizon or your time frame is longer. Dude, I'm 25 years old. I like a lot of investing has to do with retirement planning, So when I'm 65 years old, how much do I want in the bank? 0? When I'm 65? No.
No.
$500,000, $1 million, $5 million. Like the more you have, you can retire and do nothing at a certain age. And we'll talk about that further. But the younger you are, the more risk you can take. So when you talk about risk and risk tolerance, that's stocks. That's a heavily weighted stock portfolio. So maybe you have 90% stocks in your portfolio, only 10% bonds. Because bonds are basically for stability. Old people, do your old person impression.
Oh, I remember this bond I had.
Exactly.
It must have matured by
Exactly.
now.
So when you're 60 years old, when you're 70 years old, you're retired, you're not going to have 90% stocks. That's risky, bro.
Yeah,
that's certainly risky.
Bro.
You might go 70% bonds, 30% stocks.
Okay.
If you want to know anything about investing, this is all you need to know. Here it is,
folks.
Do this. Go ahead, do this. Go ahead. The younger you are, the more stocks you should have, less bonds. The older you are, the more bonds you should have, less stocks. Because the younger you are, the more risk you're willing to take. I got time. The market F's up.
I see what you're saying now.
I got more time to make my money back. Risky. The older you are, God forbid there's a correction, you're going to lose all your freaking money if you're all in stocks.
Right.
This is it. If there's anything, you just got to know, this is it.
Guys, record the screen right now.
There it is. You know, David, some people are here. Some people are here. But where do we want to be, David?
We want to be right here.
We want to be up here.
This is what you do up here.
This is what we want to do up here.
That's all there is.
And that's what it comes to balance.
You can't do this.
It's weird.
I don't even.
So that's where you want to be. That's like seriously. If there's a symbolic vision or metaphor to investing, young stocks, old bonds, and then just
young
play it.
John. Right.
Young John. But if you're like, hey, well, I'm 50. Are you young or are you old at that point? I don't know. So you're in the middle. Oh, maybe you're in the middle. 50% stocks, 50% bonds. If you're 80, maybe 80% bonds, 20% stocks. If you're 20, exactly. If you're 20, maybe you're 80, 90% stocks. 20% bonds. That's it. That's it.
Close the show. This is it.
Drop the freaking mic. So again, if you're 20, 30, even 40 years old, you can have 80, 90% of your portfolio into the stocks, right? And what type of stocks? Maybe 50%. It's called a 3-fund portfolio, right? So maybe the majority are in U.S. stocks, S&P 500. Then you can have a percentage that are in non-U.S. stocks, global stocks, right? The world stocks, emerging markets, what have you. Maybe 10% bonds. Flip it if you're older and you're retiring because you want to have more stability, right? You're not looking for growth. When you're young, you're looking for growth. You want your money to grow. When you're old, you just don't want to lose your money. You want to have stability.
Right.
Right? That's why when you're young, you go out to the club, baby.
Hell yeah.
When you're old, what do? You just sit in your rocking chair. What do? You maybe play a little golf. You're looking for stability. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It's analogous. All right, so look. We did this. We did it. Like, I don't pretend to be like the investing guru. And I'm not Warren Buffett. I'm not even Mark Cuban, okay? But I know enough to know that this makes sense. When this guy says, look, here, pull up his portfolio, scroll down a little bit. Scroll down. That's the
There
guy.
he
He's worth $4.5 million. Congratulations, Jeremy
Jesus.
Schneider. Bingo, bango. This is what his portfolio is now. Here's how Jeremy $4.5 million portfolio looks right now. He's got 52% in index funds, 27% in real estate, 12% in bonds.
All right, can we switch
And
over
then-
to the thing so the people can see? I don't know if you're
Can
doing
you see that? And then it's just sort of diversified. All right, in a bunch of different things. But the whole point of a target date index funds is it's already diversified for you. So scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
He says if you could go back in time and do it all over again, boom,
There it
100% into an index fund. 100% into an index fund. So that just puts it out there for you. So look, again, I'm not pretending to be the investment guru. I am a personal finance expert. Like I know all things personal finance, rent, buy, own,
And this
car,
just
this.
happens to be a slice of that.
Investing is a major part of that.
Yeah, a
Major
slice
part of that.
Okay.
But this is exactly what I believe in. This is exactly what I talk about. Okay, I'm not a real estate guru. I'm not a crypto guru. I do like investing in the stock market, but I understand personal finance. And I understand when someone says, look, if I could do it all over again, target date index fund, it makes sense. It adds up. Again, when he was younger, he was throwing spaghetti against the wall, just picking stocks, who knows, picking crypto. I like Dogecoin. I like Tesla, whatever it is. Okay, you're just gambling.
Yeah.
This is a surefire way to get 10% returns, have your money grow over time, compound interest. Let it grow.
Let it go, bro.
Let it grow.
Be a
So
grower,
shout out
not
to
a
this guy,
show.
Jeremy Schneider, for making me look like a freaking genius. Like I know what I'm talking about over here. I'm not just winging it.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Anyway, thank you, Jeremy. You know who else is following this lead? Let's go to this next story because I know we got to wrap up in the next 10, 15 minutes. Here's another story that I actually love. I saw the story. I said, look, this girl's got it going on. And
She's definitely the breadwinner.
she's definitely the breadwinner in the family. So she said, I just retired at age 41. And here's how I did it, bro.
Hey, hit me up.
Here's how I did it. So her name is Lakeisha Simmons. She's got a PhD and she's making all the right moves. Okay. So you're familiar with the FIRE movement, David?
The FIRE movement?
Yes.
No.
FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retire Early.
Ooh.
Fuego.
That sounds
fire
fire.
alert. It's a movement. So basically retirement essentially, traditionally in this country is age 65, age 70. I'm retired. That doesn't mean you have to retire. Like you can do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Okay? Depends on how much money you've saved and invested.
Right.
So here's what people basically do, will tell you. Like I'll tell you, hey David, save 10% of your paycheck.
Okay.
Invest 10%, like do it.
Yeah.
If you really want to get aggressive, save 20%.
Yeah.
Invest it. Like get it going. But people in the FIRE movement, they say 10, 20. How about 50, bro? How about 70? How about 80%?
What am I going to pay shit with?
Okay, so let's say you're making 200 grand a year. You said, look, I'm going to save 100 grand this year. Bing, 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 bing. Retire early. So essentially they're saying, look, forget about your 10, 20%. I'm going for the gold here. 50%, 70%, more. I'm not saying that you need to live on ramen noodles and water bottles the rest of your life. But basically, if you're making 100 grand, maybe you can live on 50. Now, if you're making 50, it's hard to live on 25. But the more money you make, the more money you can save and the more money you can invest. That's just math right there, baby.
Right.
So basically, here's the story. And her story is not unique. There's a lot of people that do this FIRE movement story. Where's she at? Let's get a...
We got her. Oh, that's not her.
That's not her. But let's take a little quick
she
look at
is.
Lakeisha.
Lakeisha
Hey,
Simmons.
Lakeisha.
Excuse me, Dr. Lakeisha.
Dr. Lakeisha
Simmons.
Simmons, PhD. She said she joined the Great Resignation this past year because of COVID, and she resigned as her career as a professor. And she sums up her path to FIRE, financial independence, retired early, in 3 easy steps. You ready for the steps?
Please.
Number 1, we talk about this all the time, David. I'm sure you can even guess where I'm going with this. But she made her budget her bestie. She knew how much was coming in and out the door, and she said, all right, I'm making 150 grand. I'm saving $75,000 a year. I'm going to live off 75. Cool. I'm making 100 grand. I'm living off whatever the number is. She knows what's coming in the door, and she made her budget. You know what I say every single time? The only thing worse than doing a budget is not doing a budget.
Right.
Okay? There's a difference between frugal and cheap. Frugal is smart with your money. Frugal is saying, look, I don't think I'm going to spend this. I don't think I'm going to do all this. Cheap is just like, yeah, bro, like, go buy a new pair of shoes. Like, your shoes got holes in them. Like,
Right.
you're a disaster. Right? Go get a new shirt. Paul E. Right? But the difference is, so when you're frugal and you're minding your budget, and you understand your income, you understand your expenses, bingo, bango, now you can move on and save that money. Number two, we talk about this all the time. We just talked about in the last story. She took full advantage of her employer-sponsored tax advantage retirement accounts. We're talking about your 401ks. We're talking about your 403bs, your IRA or your Roth IRA if you have one. She's maxing those things out.
Yeah.
401k, 19 grand. Max it out, right? Especially if there's a match, free money. You say, look, I can't max out 19 grand. That's insane. All right. Maybe a Roth IRA, you can do 6 grand a year. Sick. Okay. Maybe you said, look, I can't do 6. I can do 3. Cool. Get to somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. And last but not least, she said, look, I'm leaving this job, but I'm leaving this mainstream of income, but I'm going to have other different types of income streams. So what she do, she created products to help other women understand financial self-help, right? And she teaches courses to other people about FIRE. Basically, she's in the chilling phase of her life.
Totally.
She's essentially where I'm at right now.
And can we also note that just the subheading is, in 2017, I was a newly divorced single mom living paycheck to paycheck. Now, I'm retired.
Now, I'm retired.
Wow.
Lakeisha, will you marry me?
Yeah.
Okay? She's doing her thing.
Lakeisha, I will have to respectfully decline. I'm waiting for KimYe. But thank you.
But this woman's incredible. She went from paycheck to paycheck, figuring out her budget, figuring out what's going on, maxing out her retirement plans. Boom. Less than 5 years later, she's retired.
Awesome.
So, I always say this all the time. Retirement to me is an antiquated term. Who retires and does nothing?
Right.
I say the retirement is now, the modern day retirement is what I call chilling. When you're chilling, when you own your time, when you don't have to work, you choose to work, or you don't have to run out the door, you choose what you want to do with your free time.
Right.
And most people, if they've got whatever the number is, maybe her number was $1 million. Maybe for some other people it's less. Maybe for some people it's more than $1 million. Whatever your retirement number is, where you don't have to get up and work every single day, what's your number? But I always say, I ask people, if you were chilling and you had free time to do whatever you want, what would you do with your free time? And everyone says the exact same things, right?
Yeah.
They would travel. They want to see the world. They want to see some people. They want to see their friends. They want to get out there. They want to travel. Number two, they want to pursue a passion. This lady's passions were creating products to help women. She wrote a self-help book. She teaches courses. That's what, for me, I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about being on Valuetainment, doing a show, helping people get better with their money. I'm passionate about doing stand-up comedy when I used to do that.
Yeah.
People are photography, music, whatever it is. You can pursue a passion. And the last but not least, you can give back and donate your time. Homeless, right? Special Olympics, special ed, kids, battered women's shelters, whatever it is. When you're chilling, nobody retires and just does nothing. So shout out to Lakeisha. She is now officially chilling. She's entered that FIRE movement, and she's doing her thing in life. Yeah. So
shout out. Also, quick about the chat. I see some questions in here. Some from we'll answer them. I say at the end when you do your Q&A.
Sure, you
we
can
got some good
fire
questions.
away.
Yeah,
we got a couple stories left. We got about 10 minutes left here, and we'll go fast.
Yeah.
So this is a quick story right here. But did you see that Bitcoin is now officially on the stock market? Did you see that?
What?
Yeah. Not Bitcoin, but Bitcoin. Let me break down what this means.
Please explain.
So Bitcoin has hit the NYSE, the New York.
No,
yes,
because
it has.
hold on. A couple weeks ago, we're like, Bitcoin is this cool kid having a party that was kind of cool. Now Bank of America's in there, and they're like, oh, you're legit cool.
Oh, things have gotten more legit, bro.
Bitcoin is prom king.
So Bitcoin is now currently worth $62,000. As the time we film this, I'm sure it'll go down to 58, and then up to 65, and then down to 52, and then up to 69. Like, it fluctuates, but it's crossed 60. It's hovering near all-time highs. It's up big this month, certainly this week, for sure. And part of that, young David, is due to the enthusiasm around the launch of the Bitcoin Futures ETF on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay? Huge. This is huge. And I'll tell you why. Not so much that is huge, but
what this means.
What's the meaning behind this?
Yeah.
This means that crypto is now mainstream. This means the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, right? That the federal regulators, the people that are scrutinizing Bitcoin are saying, come to the party, buddy.
Yeah.
You're in. You're on board. We're on board with you.
Hey, buddy.
Okay?
Come sit with us.
So basically, here's what's going on. It's not Bitcoin itself, not the $60,000 asset. It's the futures ETF. You can bet on the future of Bitcoin. Are you familiar with futures contracts?
No.
We'll explain.
But I guess, I mean, you're just betting on it?
Exactly. So basically, the New York Stock Exchange is now allowing traders to bet on Bitcoin. But again, not directly on Bitcoin.
Just that it will do well or that it will sink?
Exactly. But it's something called ProShares ETF. That's the company that's responsible for this. That now within investors can basically bet on what Bitcoin is going to do without actually having to hold on to Bitcoin, right? So the ETF doesn't actually own Bitcoin. You're just betting on the future of Bitcoin. Is it going up or is it going down?
Gambling.
Straight up gambling.
That's straight up gambling.
Thank you. That's exactly what it is. That's what futures is. So we know what ETFs are, exchange-traded funds, or basically they're a group of funds that basically track an asset.
Wait, I don't like this. Okay, sorry. I just saw this going down terrible ways. Yeah.
We'll see. So this ETF tracks Bitcoin, and then a futures contract is basically a contract to buy or sell an asset at a future date at a future price. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's finish this up, and then we'll open up some dialogue. So basically, this is the first Bitcoin ETF to hit the U.S. regulated exchange marketplace, okay? And it's basically been one of the top ETF debuts ever. People have been trying to do this for years and years and years. I think in 2013, Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, the Winklevoss twins of Facebook fame, they tried to launch an ETF back then. Didn't happen. It's been years in the making. But here's what I can tell you. There's more coming, buddy. There's a lot more coming.
Oh, I'm sure.
This is just open up the floodgates.
Yeah, dude.
But at the end of the day, look, this is just going to legitimize Bitcoin, legitimize crypto. I don't think crypto's going anywhere at this point, dude.
I think it's going to. It's legitimized. Like
you're already there. You're already past that point.
What more do you want? Like what more do you want? Like an actual fucking coin? Like what more do you want? It is legitimized.
Yeah. Okay, there
Bank
it is.
of America's at the party, bro.
Yeah.
Now the party is at like the coolest kid's house.
Yeah.
Like Bitcoin is
the Winklevoss house.
Accept it. He's part of the cool kids.
That's
but
where it is.
Now, okay, go on if you have any.
Yeah.
But like, couldn't this be just doesn't this make Bitcoin even more malleable? Like, can't you just go ahead and say if you're betting, like if you have insider knowledge that fucking Tesla's gonna or that Elon Musk is gonna sell all his Bitcoin, you just bet on that shit. Like, this is just another way to make more money and manipulate Bitcoin. Because, like, for sure, like, when I honestly believe that when Tesla stopped taking Bitcoin, it was so that the price would go down so that they could buy more and have more Bitcoin. Right? Like, is that crazy to believe?
Well, I think at the time they blamed it on the environment. They didn't understand.
Yeah,
that,
sure.
Because you're an environmental company and a solar energy company and a green company, electric vehicle company. But now all these Bitcoin miners are using a crazy amount of electricity.
I can totally see a conference room meeting where, like, how do we do this? Dude, just say it's terrible for the environment. You know what else is terrible for the environment? Airplanes. You think Elon Musk just fucking drives his Tesla places? He's on planes all the fucking time.
He's got rocket ships.
He's got rocket ships.
All right. So do you think this is a good or bad move for this Bitcoin ETF?
I think it's, well, it depends on which side you're on and how you look at it. I mean, obviously, it's like a milestone.
So let me ask you, 3 months from now, is Bitcoin going to be up or down from where it is now, 60,000?
3 months from now. So what, we're Q1?
We're January of 2022.
Bitcoin will be down.
Bitcoin will be down.
Yeah.
So you'll bet on the future of Bitcoin to be down.
Yeah.
And if it's down, you would win. You make some money.
Sure.
But if it goes up, you got to pay.
Yeah.
That's a future. Look, I don't do futures. I like, full disclosure, I'm not the futures guy. I do own some Bitcoin. I do own some crypto. I have invested in an NFT platform. I'm not the futures guy. So I'm not even going to tell you the good, the bad, the ugly of the futures. It's very complicated. It's not what I do. Okay? If you are going to mess with futures, make it a very small percentage of your portfolio.
Yeah. So
you know what I like to do with my money?
What's that?
Put it in index funds, put it in the stock market, put it in the S&P 500, and let that money grow over time. And then I take a small percentage, I put that in some crypto, I'll put in that some REITs, I'll diversify, but I'm not the futures guy. Either way, I think it's a very good thing for Bitcoin. I think it's a very good thing for crypto overall. It gets people involved without having actually owned Bitcoin. It legitimizes everything. Like you said, David, smart young David, Bitcoin's at the cool kids table now.
Dude, he's at the coolest house.
Coolest house on the block.
Yeah, I just see like someone like Elon Musk that owns so much of it, I'm sure, just betting that it'll go down and then sell all his shit. and then he makes a bunch of money this way. Then he can buy more Bitcoin at a cheaper price.
Well, that's why.
It's like,
that's
okay,
why they say HODL.
Yeah.
Again, with the index fund, target date funds.
Yeah.
Long term. If you have a long-term perspective, which we're going to talk about in a story coming up, if you have a long-term perspective, you're going to win, man.
Yeah.
Short-term, day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, that's tough to do. If you're thinking a year down the road, 3 years down the road, you know where you want to be 5 years from now.
Yeah.
I'm not freaking out and selling today because I've got a cushion and I've got money saved up, and I'm just going to let the rocky road of the Bitcoin trail, go up and down. But I know that I believe in the asset class, and it's going to be worth 100,000 one day or 500,000 or $1 million one day. I'm not going to freak out when Elon Musk pumps and dumps.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hold.
There you go. It's true.
I'm not going to do what these Gen Z kids are doing and do drunk me, you the boys, Robin Hood, Natty Ice.
Listen, now
Saturday
the question
night,
is,
dog.
Bitcoin has a buddy, dude. They've been best friends from the beginning. My boy Ethereum. You gotta let my boy Ethereum in, dude. He's
Ethereum's
sick.
next.
No, he's dope.
He's sick
Let
with
him
the
in. Bring him in.
Let's see what happens.
And then that's
with
when
that.
Ethereum comes in, and then Ethereum's got buddies, and so on. But anyways, back to your show.
Back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that's Bitcoin. That's what's going on right there. Big move, news in the stock market. In other news, I'm a big NBA fan. You a big NBA fan? Not really. You're a big soccer fan. You like Chelsea.
Huge football fan.
Let's do some quick predictions, and we'll get into the story. Who do you think wins the NBA championship this year? Who are your top teams?
My top teams for the NBA championship.
East and West. Who you got?
Oh, shit, you're really putting me on the spot.
Yeah. You're like, the New York Yankees.
No, I'm not that much of a rookie. Listen, are the Bucks still good? Is Giannis
the Bucks,
still
of course,
on
are
his
still
thing?
good. They won their first game.
Great. Well, how far are we into the new season?
We're 2 games in.
2 games in?
1 game in. Like the season started Tuesday night.
Look, I'm never not gonna bet on the fucking GOAT, LeBron James.
Okay, so you like the Lakers in the West,
Lakers.
and you like the Bucks in the East.
the Bucks in the East.
Those are the favorites. Other than Kyrie. And,
How are the
and
Heat doing? Kyrie apparently.
The
is
Heat play their first game tonight.
What's their roster looking like?
They're looking good, bro. They're going to be a top 3 or top 5 team in the East for sure.
I stopped following the Heat like about 2 years ago.
Well, that's what do you mean? Then they went to the finals.
Exactly.
Anyway,
after that, I have not been on.
I think this is going to be a great NBA season. I think it's wide open. I think the Lakers, they're going to have some veterans on the team. They need to see what happens. I think watch out for my Heat in the East. Watch out for Brooklyn. Watch out for Milwaukee. There it is. But this story has to do with our friend LeBron James.
There
Okay,
he is.
and LeBron's money. So basically, he opens up about his kids growing up filthy rich, and he basically says he wants them to have some hardships in their life. All right, this is a bro Bible story.
That's true.
So you know how much money LeBron is going to make this year alone?
Dude.
$100 million, if not more. All right, that's between on and off the court.
Yeah.
I think on the court he makes like $40 million, and then off the court he's gonna make another 60-something million. Endorsements, sponsorships, everything.
Dude, if that guy drops a grand, it is literally not worth his time to turn around and pick it up.
Touche. And I don't think he's a billionaire yet, but I think Forbes is projecting him to hit billionaire status in the coming days, weeks, or months. Right? That's how he's doing. Right? But if you go back, right? So LeBron's been in the league since maybe 2003. So you go late, you go 90s. Right. He's been around for. You go 90s. He grew up in the projects of Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he says, quote unquote, I saw drugs, guns, murder, killings. It was crazy. But now he's living in a $23 million Los Angeles home. He's killing it. Obviously, he's making $100 million a year. He's a billionaire. And he says now, after everything I saw with the murder, the killings, and all that, my kids, the only killings, that they're seeing in their childhood is if they're playing Call of Duty in the private theater of my house.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the question that he was trying to answer, LeBron, is how does he ensure that his kids don't grow up soft? How does he grow up? How does he ensure that his kids don't grow up being do you know who my daddy is? Playing that card.
I think it's impossible at this point.
It's impossible not to.
Yeah, I mean, you're LeBron fucking James, dude.
Well, here's what he said.
Your kid's name is Bronny.
Bronny, that's true.
You can't really hide from that.
But he doesn't look. They do not have to say there's a reason that what's Tony Robbins' son's name?
Tony Robbins Jr. What is it?
Yeah, it's irrelevant because the guy does not have that it quality.
Right.
These guys who make something of like the Gary V's of the world,
Yeah.
or the Tony Robbins of the world, or the Mark Cubans of the world, or the Steve Jobs of the world. A lot of times their kids, you never really hear about them because they don't have that same passion, that drive. Like, yo, I gotta do some shit.
Right.
That same work ethic,
Right,
that same
exactly.
drive.
I see what you're saying. Right.
Right?
Right.
So it's the silver spoon effect. Oh, these rich kids, they don't turn out to be much because they're not hungry. Stay hungry, stay foolish. So here's what LeBron says about his kids. He says, there's absolutely nothing I can do to give them the same momentum, aspirations, or drive that I had. We just touched on that. The one thing I can do is instill the morals and what we do in this house. And this is how you need to represent yourself when you leave the house. You give them the blueprint. I hope they have some adversity, though. I hope they have some adversity, though. This is his words. They need some hardships. The best teacher in life is experience. How about that?
Yeah.
LeBron wants his kids to go through hardships. Look, regardless of how you feel about LeBron, he's got a political agenda and a social agenda. You got to respect this dude.
We all have a political and social agenda.
That's true. You got to respect this dude. Not just as a basketball player, but as a man, as a father. You never see his name in the tabloids of issues off the court, fighting with his wife, internal drama. The dude's a G. You got to give him that.
Yeah,
Becoming a
straight up
billionaire, okay?
Yeah.
So, what I love about what he's saying is that he wants his kids to have some adversity.
Yeah.
LeBron wants his kids to go through some hardships.
Dude, yeah. You need that.
All right? Your kids need to earn it. Your kids, you could obviously you want to make your life easier for them, but nothing is worse than soft, pampered kids.
Dude.
That can't hack it in the real world. Oh, my daddy will bail me out. Shut the... Yeah. There's nothing worse than that. And that's what LeBron's saying. Like, look, my kids are growing up wealthy. They're growing up rich. They're living in mansions. The only killings they're seeing are potentially on Call of Duty. But I want them to struggle. I want them to pay the price for greatness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's something you need, man. Louis C.K. made a great joke about this where he's like...
What Louis say?
I think he said on Late Night, he's like, of course they're going to be dickheads. They don't know anything bad. And I think that just happens. Every generation, your kids will have a better childhood than you did, right? Mm-hmm. Of course. I think that's the whole goal, is to give your kids a better childhood.
I like where you're going with this. You want to give your kids a better childhood, but at the same time, you want them to have the same drive or aspirations that you have. I love what Pat does with his kids.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're killing it. They're living in a great house. But his kids need to earn it, whether that's reading, whether that's doing chores, whether it's paying the price to do something. If you want to have fun, you need to do this first. Like LeBron said, I can instill the morals of what we do in this house and how to represent yourself when you leave the house. That's all you can do. Look, here's the bottom line. Going through some shit is what makes us who we are.
Yeah.
What was our guy today?
Tulam.
Oh, my God.
What a story.
The story with this guy.
PBD Podcast, episode 97.
Unbelievable. Pressure makes diamonds.
The room quiet for a solid 10 minutes.
That's the most intense guy ever.
Yeah.
So look, if you at home are going through some shit, it's so easy to feel bad for yourself. I can't tell you, especially if you live in the United States, how much better we have it here than anywhere else in this world.
Yeah.
I can't explain that to you. When I see these people like Tu come on the show and basically say that he was almost killed in Vietnam just for being not a communist and what he had to go through, man, I appreciate being in America. Yeah. Man, I just at the Freedom Forum down in Miami interviewing people from North Korea, Iran, Iraq, Russia, Bosnia, like people from all over the world. And the one thing that he's basically the host of the Daily Show in Iraq, just to put it in perspective.
Okay.
He said, you know what I want for the people in Iraq? I want them to be worried about their favorite reality show character. I pray that that's what they're worried about. I go, what does that mean?
Saying, yeah.
He goes, when you're not worried about a bomb dropping on your head or,
God.
ISIS knocking down your door.
What a statement.
And your only worry is who's getting kicked off relationship island number 7?
Yeah.
Man, life's good.
Fuck, dude. Yeah.
And I was like,
so
damn.
Damn, bro.
He's like, yeah, because ISIS literally wants to kill me. This is what he's telling me. He's like, ISIS, they don't like me too much.
Dude.
And so that's what it is. So if you're going through some shit, look, it's going to make you who you are.
Yeah.
You're going to use that as your backstory. You're going to say, when I was younger, this is what happened to me. And damn, that's how I made it.
Yeah.
Pat constantly talks about leaving in Iran, the Shah, everything that happened with the revolution, living in a refugee camp in Germany, coming to America, basically getting shitted on when he first came here, getting made fun of, calling him a towel head, whatever they called him. Look at that guy now.
Yeah.
You don't think that guy had some adversity and some challenges to say, yo, I'm going to do some shit.
That's the drive.
That's the drive. So that's what LeBron wants for his kids. So I don't know how he's going to manufacture that.
That's the thing. How do you create a hardship?
I don't know.
You cut them off from credit card, and then it's like, I fucking hate my dad.
You know, his kids are... LeBron's basically in his mansion wondering how he could basically have his kids go through some shit like he did.
And I wonder, like, if he has, like, just bratty kids. Like,
I don't know. Based on his track record and the family environment, I think he's raising a good family. And that's what I wanted to give LeBron a shout out here.
Well, there you go.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. I got last story, and then we'll get into the Q&A, and we'll be done. So, look, as we close out this episode, I want to give you some words to live by our friend Steve Jobs.
Oh.
Steve Jobs. We all got our Apple phone in our hand. Steve Jobs.
Steve, shout out.
He basically says, according to Steve Jobs, all highly intelligent people share this one trait.
Oh, God, I need this trait.
Do you need this?
Dude, how awkward if you don't have this trait right
If you don't. Well, I have it, and I didn't have it at one point.
Oh,
but
okay.
it all has to do with the big picture.
Oh.
Understanding the big picture. Steve Jobs says this. A lot of what it means to be smart is the ability to zoom out. Like you're in a city and you can look on the whole city from the 80th floor down. And while other people are trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B, micro moves, using these little maps is what he says, you could see it all in front of you and you can see the entire thing open up. So the question is, how do you develop this bird's eye view? So Jobs says you have to not have the same bag of experiences as everyone else.
Oh, shout out Bronny's kids.
Okay.
Or LeBron's kids.
Or else you're going to make the same connections and you won't be innovative. He's basically saying do some wild, different shit.
Yeah.
Think outside the box. Don't do what everybody else does. Carve your own path. He says this. And these are some weird, random examples, but think about going to Paris and becoming a poet for a few years. Okay. Go to a third world country and donate your time. Fall in love with two people at once. See how that works out. And by the way, do you know that Walt Disney took a lot of LSD? Okay. Now, look, I'm not saying that you need to go to Paris and become a poet or that you need to drop LSD at a Disney World.
Right.
Sounds like fun. Not exactly in the cards, though. But basically saying is be different. Stand out. Think outside the box. Not the typical 9-to-5 lifestyle that most people do. Find ways to spice up your life. Keep it spicy.
Yeah.
Right? You know, most people, like I say at the beginning of the show, most people are most people. Most people are going through the motions. Most people are broke.
Yeah.
Most people won't take the time out of their day to listen to a show like this.
Yeah.
Most people don't even do a freaking budget.
Yeah.
Most people don't save that money.
That's
Most
true.
people certainly don't invest that money. Most people are most people. Most people are thinking short term.
Yeah.
They're thinking, what am I up to this weekend?
How do I get through
Oh
the
my
week?
God. How do I get to the week?
How do I get to the next paycheck?
How do I get to the next paycheck? Oh my God. Thank God it's Friday. Oh my God. Monday's coming here. It's the weekend. I'm paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Experience. Most people are most people.
Yeah.
But what Steve Jobs is saying is like, dude, and a lot of it does have to do with how much money you have in your bank account because what happened to me was once I stopped focusing on week to week, month to month, I can start thinking year to year, beyond year to year. Where do I want to be in 5 years from now? This is what they call the bird's eye view. So a lot of it has to do with saving your money. So I always say this thing. I don't save money so I can buy things. I save money so I can do things.
Money buys you opportunities.
Money buys you opportunities. It buys you perspective. And the more money you save, the more things you can do with them. And the more things you can do, the bigger picture that you can have.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's not about buying it so you can get a new Gucci belt or push a new car, a new whip, or have a nicer couch in your house. It's like, yo, how can I do some shit that I'm planning 5 years from now?
Yeah.
Some long-term perspective
You need
stuff.
to zoom out.
Some zoom out. Some, all right, cool, here's where I'm at now. But if I can do this and do this and do this, all right, 5 years from now, here's where I want to be.
Yeah. Dude.
Okay?
Yeah.
When I started this show, it was just me with a, hey, what's up, guys? I think you should save that money. Look at me now. Valuetainment. Long-term perspective. So basically, shout out to Steve Jobs for making us think outside the box, making us do the things that are unconventional,
Yeah.
right? Like even when I started my financial job, I was faced with two options.
Okay.
Go the conventional route, and I was living in Miami, stay in Miami, work for a friend. He was a little shady, you know, Miami, shady place, sunny place, shady people.
Yeah.
Or go all the way to Boca, an hour north, and work for this financial firm and start off as a cold caller making no money. And I had to balance that. I said, well, look, you know, the easy route is just staying in Miami and with all my friends and you know, living with my buddy, and that's the easy route.
Yeah.
The difficult route is moving up to Boca, where I didn't know anybody, an hour away, whether it's an hour away or a different state. Taking a chance, betting on yourself, doing some out there stuff, and betting on yourself. And that's what I did.
Dude, that resonates a lot with what you just said. The easy and the hard. Something I learned. Shout out Kara Harpist. My ex-girlfriend. This is like a big thing in from 7 years. I mean, we were together for a long time.
Okay.
But something that we always talked about, she always told me was like, dude, the difficult thing is always like usually the right thing to do. It's always, like you said, it's easy. I could easily stay here and do this thing. That's the easy thing to do. The thing you don't want to do, the hard thing, is probably the right thing to do.
Well, you know, they
so
say...
kind of chase that feeling.
Shout out to her. And you know, they say, if it was easy, everyone would do it.
Dude, yeah.
If it was easy, everyone would do it. You know, that was... one of my best friends is the guy Chris Humphries, the guy that married KimYe.
Yeah.
We talked about that in the episode. That's his whole thing. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a loser, bro. Like, you made it to the NBA. You only made this amount. You didn't even play all that much. You got divorced from KimYe. Oh, yeah?
Bro, you do it.
Did you make it to the NBA? Did you marry KimYe? Shut up. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah, man.
So anyway, Steve Jobs, the departed, the wise, thank you. And speaking of Steve Jobs, it's time to open up my Apple phone, answer some Q&A, and we'll get this show on the road.
Cool.
What do you think?
I dig it. I want to, while you pull that up, I'm going to shoot some questions here from the Peanut Gallery for Adam Sosnick. This one's from Noah. I found interesting. My roommate is a pig. Is it worth an extra $150 a month to get my own place and not have to deal with this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, yes.
150, that's the only difference?
Bro, I will give you
150.
Yeah,
right.
I think it's worth it.
At some point, you do need to do... I love that you're doing the numbers. I love that you're asking the question. Who was this?
His name is... It just says Noah.
Noah. Good for you, Noah. I don't know how old Noah is. At some point, you need, like... At some point, the roommate thing's got to go. At certain point, you should have a roommate. Because if rent is $2,000 and you're splitting it $1,000,
yeah,
you're saving $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. But if the difference is $850 to $1,000, just go live on your own.
Yeah, just do it, dude.
I'm just saying if that's the difference. But if being a slob saves me $12,000 a year and I can save $12,000 and I do that for 2 years, 3 years, and I save 30 freaking grand, boom. Never have to deal with sloppy roommate ever again in my life.
Totally.
Long-term perspective versus short-term perspective.
We have
paying the price.
The other David in the chat, he goes, is quote-unquote saving and quote-unquote investing synonymous after you have 6 to 12 months of expenses saved? So is saving and investing synonymous after you have 6 to 12 months of expenses saved?
Are they synonymous? Are
yeah,
they the
so if you're
same thing?
investing, are you in the same way saving?
Again, it's all about risk. It's all about risk and return. I love having cash on hand. Cash allows you opportunities. Cash gives you comfort. Okay, so whatever your comfort number is. So for a while, for me, dude, I felt, I don't know why it was, I felt so secure having $100,000 in the bank. That was my number.
Yeah,
I want to have $100,000 in cash, and then when I have that, I'll invest what's left. And then someone was like, dude, why do you need $100 grand in cash? What are you doing with it? And eventually I said, oh, look, all right, 6 months. Okay. That's, 30 grand. That's the number I need to have, whatever the number is. Okay, cool. That's my comfort zone. Invest it. Investing is long-term. Investing is 3-5 years minimum. Okay. Minimum. Cash is money you're going to need the next few years.
Yeah.
Understand that. So the more money that you're able to invest, like you're not going to save your way to becoming a millionaire. No one's like, I'm saving every day and becoming a millionaire. Eventually you're going to have to invest. because saving doesn't give you that compound interest.
Right.
Investing does.
Excuse me, but wasn't our homie, the doctor that retired at 41?
Yeah.
Didn't you say she did that? She saved to be a million, like to retire?
No, she said she was maxing out all her retirement accounts.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me.
401k or 403b or Roth IRA.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes. Nice try, David.
Yikes.
No, we're good.
We got Fabian Perez. I think this one might be for me. Manchester United or Liverpool, who wins? Manchester United has a great team. Liverpool right now is undefeated, so I'm going to go Liverpool on that one. Up the Chelsea. Blue is the color. Next question for Adam Sosnick.
Yes, let's go down the chat here. I'll shout out to you guys. If you go onto my Instagram, Sauce Talks Money, SOS Talks Money on Instagram, I do Q&A every Thursday. I pull it up right here. I haven't read anything. A lot of these questions came while we've been live, and I just see the first thing that comes to mind, and I answer your questions.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're going to be doing live call-ins. Eventually, David, when we're making that, when are we making that big switch to the new format?
Adam, you tell me. Tell me. Like,
No, to like the new, not the sling stuff.
Oh.
When's that happening?
TBD.
TBD.
TBD
All right, let's get some
PBD.
questions here.
All right, let's see.
Okay, so I'm Nick Kolb says, do you use debit or credit cards? I use credit card, and I pay it off in full every single month. I've got a dope credit card. It
You
gives
don't
me
use
all
your
sorts
debit
of
card. You use your credit card.
I always have a couple $100 cash. People think I'm crazy. I have cash. I love having cash. I love having a couple $100 cash with me. Hey, congratulations. Here's a tip. Hey, pay for this. But I don't use my debit card to pay for. Like if I go to the store, if I go to a bar, if I go to a restaurant, credit card.
Yeah.
But 100% every single time, like not 99% of the time, 100% of the time, I pay my credit card off in full every single month. It's usually a couple grand. In full every single month. 0% of the time am I late on the payment or not making the full payment.
So
Straight
every
up.
time your credit card goes up a couple grand, and at the end of the month, it's always back at zero.
Yes.
Sick.
Every time.
I was gonna ask you something.
Yes.
Oh, not gonna. The carrying cash.
Yes.
As someone who loses his wallet. Quite a bit.
Do you?
I am known for that. Ask Sam Carvajal.
Yes.
Ask people around the office. I lose my wallet.
Then I wouldn't keep cash.
I wouldn't keep cash.
Well, I would.
Or keep cash in that you dude be so goddamn hyper aware of that goddamn.
I don't know.
I've lost $300 before.
Okay.
I lost my wallet.
And for someone like you that just kind of getting going, $300 will pisses you off.
Dude, it was $300 in college.
Yeah, that's grounds for dismissal.
Yeah, right now
of
it's
your life.
like, ugh. Back then it was like,
Look, David, you got to find the root of the problem, not the symptom. The symptom is that, all right, I lost a couple bucks of cash. The root, why do you always lose your wallet?
I have no idea, man.
Okay, so I would address that.
I find that a lot of the, like I like, I respect Paul's creative mind. And he also loses a lot. So maybe it's something in the creative realm.
Yeah. How about you get creative and figure out a way to keep your wallet?
How about I get creative on how to keep my wallet?
Get really creative and keep your wallet. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. At what point should you decide to cash? Chad Rad says, at what point should you decide to cash in your Bitcoin for dollars? Again, are you a long-term investor or are you a day trader? I don't know. So it also depends on where'd you get in on. Did you buy Bitcoin at 50 and now it's at 60, or did you buy it at 10?
Yeah.
And now it's at 60. That's on you. But investing is long-term. I don't have the answer. I don't think anybody has the answer of what's going to happen with Bitcoin.
Dude,
if you believe in the asset class, keep it.
Yeah. If I had bought Bitcoin when it was $10 and I had 1,000 of it right now, cash the fuck out.
You're cashing out.
I'm cashing out.
If you need the cash, or you can cash out some of it, not all of it.
Okay, you're right. I'm impulsive.
Okay, so that was Chad. Mustafa says, I have almost 5K saved. In February, I want to buy a bike max for 4K. I plan to save like $800 a month. Can I afford it? You save 5 and then you're going to spend 4 on a bike. And I plan to save, I don't know, bro. That's something that, how bad do you want this bike? I don't know. It's like if you said you had 10 grand, 20 grand, I'd say go get the bike. But if you're going to deplete 80% of your savings to go buy a bike, doesn't seem like the best decision. Save that money. Let's talk NFTs and crypto today. NFTs we covered in the last podcast. If you didn't see that, go back to the last podcast. NFTs, I said that I'm not going to miss the boat on NFTs. Not that I'm a huge believer in it, but I'm not going to be dismissing
And I had some
the
thoughts
concept.
on that.
That's you did. Roddy says, what's coming for the economy? I don't know. Robert Kiyosaki says it's going to crash. Other people think that it's gonna be stable. I don't know. But the paranoid always win.
Yeah.
Stay paranoid. Save that money. Can you please do a crypto-only special? No, I'm not going to do a full Bitcoin crypto special. However, I will interview some crypto experts coming very soon. So it'll be a separate interview with crypto experts coming very soon. Hamed says, thank you so much for doing the podcast. I feel sad for those who are missing this. Thank you. We appreciate you. Yeah. We appreciate you for tuning in. We want to answer your questions. That was from Hemant. Hemant also says, what should a person in their 20s be doing productively? Understand, I say this all the time. If you're 20, you're going to be 25. If you're 25, you're going to be 30. If you're 30, you're going to be 40. Have a long-term vision for yourself. Have a game plan of where you want to be with your life. You can think short-term, day-to-day with your money. Got to go to job, go to work, got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
But Steve Jobs it up. Think about where you want to be in 5 years, where you want to be in 10 years. You can do both. Short-term, in the short term, this is what I need to do. Long-term, this is where I'm going. If you don't know where you want to end up, you don't know where you're going, how are you going to make a plan to get there?
Right.
A lot of crypto stuff.
A lot of crypto stuff.
All right, last couple questions, then we're done here.
Last couple questions, filling in the dead air.
Mateo says, why saving
name.
on a 401k? Really?
Yeah.
David Mateo.
There you go.
Why saving on a 401k when I can invest now on real estate and have a better ROI? Okay. Number one, I don't know why you're guaranteeing you're going to have a better ROI with real estate. Typically, the stock market performs better than the real estate, for sure.
You just got sauced.
You just got sauced. Typically, stock market, S&P 500, 10% annual returns over year. Typically, your real estate, your house, mortgage, payment, typically is returning 3% a year. Obviously, you can make a good purchase and all that. Again, full disclosure, not a big real estate mortgage guy. I like freedom. I like flexibility. I like keeping my overhead low. I like saving that money so I can invest it in the stock market and assets that appreciate over time. Time for one more last question. Boom. Will the U.S. dollar crash, LOL, or will the Fed stop arguing about it and print more money? I hope they do not print any more money. I don't know if, look, it's all speculative. I don't know what's going to happen to the entire U.S. economy. I mean this wholeheartedly. I don't know what's going to happen to the economy. I don't know if they're going to print more money. I don't know about inflation. The one thing you can control is your own money.
Yeah.
How much money you earn, how much money you keep, how much money you spend, how much money you save, how much money you invest. There's only two ways to have more money. Spend less or make more. That's it. Boom.
Boom.
Anyway, that's it. That's our last question of the day here. We will be answering your questions very soon. David, another successful SOSCAST.
And a very long one.
A very long one. Holy moly.
Yeah, holy moly is right. But I think we gave a lot of value.
Yes.
And a lot of attainment.
Well, I think for some arbitrary reason we were trying to keep it under an hour, and we haven't done anything less than an hour 20.
We've never done not even the first episode.
So we're an hour and a half show.
But you know what happens when you have value and attainment? You're right here, baby.
You're right there, David. Anyway, thank you guys for the questions. Thank you guys for being here. This was just episode 12 of the SOSCAST. You know what to do. If you're not part of the channel yet, smash that like button. Subscribe to Valuetainment Economics. The PPD podcast is about to hit 100,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Valuetainment main channel is well over 3 million. Short Clips channel is north of 160,000. Here on Valuetainment Economics, we're hovering at 40,000. We want to get to 50,000 by the end of the year. That's the goal.
I think that's a very doable
goal. We can
goal.
freaking get there.
Maybe we can give something out at 50K.
Ooh. La la. I want to get that.
We might do some giveaways.
If you're just watching the show, please subscribe. Tell your friends. Hide your wife. Hide your kids. We do this every Thursday live here at Valuetainment Studios. This has been the SOSCAST. Thanks for tuning in this week. We'll see you next Thursday. That's it. Enjoy the weekend. And remember, as always, David, to save that money.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right. I hope we're off.